Hello and welcome. In this video, I thought in honor of Women's History Month, Women's History Month, I would talk about some of my favorite books by some female authors. Now, this isn't an extensive list. I just kind of went through my bookshelves and I said, "Oh, I really enjoyed that book." And that's basically what I'm gonna be telling you about in this video. So, if you have watched my videos for any length of time, you already know I was going to have a Virginia D. Berry and Donna Grant book on this list. So I have Far From the Tree, and I absolutely love, these are some of my favorite authors. I absolutely love their books. I love this was the first book I read by them, and I love that we have Black characters, but the story is not centered around race or trauma. And it has that sister relationship, mother-daughter relationship that I love in books. You also have some romance, some second chance romance, and the ending is it's just like a warm hug. It's just like it's just a feel good read, but it's not cheesy and it's not cheesy, and it's that like the characters are dealing with real life issues. So I really do appreciate that about their books and this book in particular as well. So Far From the Tree. The next one, it's actually a series. It's 4 books, but I do think you need to read all of them to get a full scope of the characters. And that is the Neapolitan Quartet by Elena Ferrante. I actually did a video about this in like all of these books more in depth. If you're interested in that, you can watch it. But we have another like friendship story, and you're literally watching the friendship of these girls from childhood to adulthood. You're seeing them mature, get married, have kids. You're seeing them make mistakes. You're seeing them deal with loss. I don't know if this is like a friendship, like a good friendship. At times it does seem a little bit toxic, but these books were absolute page turners. Like I just couldn't put it down. I read all 4 of these one after the other within a month, and I absolutely I just devoured them. Like the ending of the first one, like I just had to know what came next. Like they're just so good. I low-key want to reread them. Highly recommend the Neapolitan Quartet. Next, I have Wild Ginger by Anchee Min. This is another friendship story, but it's in the setting of Maoist China. So you have these 2 girls living under communist rule, and when they're younger, they're both kind of outcast, and they like band together to like look out for each other. And you just see as they get older how the differences in their ideologies kind of play a role in their friendship. And this was really good. All of these books are really good, but I so enjoyed this. This is a book that I wish would be made into a movie. I think it would be such a good movie. Like the ending of this was like a blockbuster ending, like literal explosions. Like it was so good. There's also like a little love triangle in this. Like it's like this book has so much, like, and you're getting all of it within the kind of historical context of like communism in China. Like it was like the set that makes this book really unique in my opinion. But and I haven't heard much about it, but Wild Ginger. Next I have My Cousin Rachel by Daphne du Maurier. She is an auto-buy author for me. This was actually the first Daphne du Maurier book I wrote. And first of all, every book I've read by her, the setting is a character in and of itself. And that is true in this as well. Also, every book I read by her, you're reading and then something happens and everything you thought is flipped on its head. You like the perspective you had on things, like you're questioning everything. In this, I had so many questions. Like, is Rachel guilty? Did she murder the cousin or not? our main character, our male main character, is she playing with his emotions? Or is he just like reading too much into things? Like, I had all of these questions and I still had them at the end. I still don't know. And I love that. But this is such a good book. I know many people talk about Rebecca, but this is actually, I've also read Rebecca, but this is actually my favorite Daphne du Maurier, My Cousin Rachel. Now I have a nonfiction book, and that is Sybil by Flora Rita Schreiber. I'm a very type A person. I love making lists. I love planning. So the idea that I couldn't trust my own mind is like so, like that freaks me out so much. And the fact that in this you have a girl, she has multiple personalities, and she like just wakes up in, she'll wake up in a different city, doesn't know how she got there, wearing clothes she wouldn't normally wear. People are calling her by name she doesn't even know. Like, she just would black out. Like, that's crazy. And in this, you're seeing her journey to like become one person, and you're seeing all the ups and downs of that. And such a good story. True story. And I've read a few books or things about people with multiple personalities. One thing I did notice, I don't know if this is the case all the time, but in her case, in other cases I've read, it's usually something in their childhood that is just so hard for them to process or face. And so this other personality emerges to kind of handle it and take on that emotional burden, you could say. And this, it was more intentional with a family member and things that were done to her. But like, in other cases, it could just be like a child witnessing something, and it's so hard for them to like, for whatever they've witnessed, it may be just so hard for them to see that like they can't handle it. And so it's like handed off to another them within their mind, like crazy. But yeah, this was a very, very good book, nonfiction, Sybil. Another kind of a little bit of a trippy book, and the cover kind of gives away that it's a little trippy, is Sisters. In this, as you can guess from the title, we're following two sisters. One of them is a little more dominating than the other, and they have just moved to this, I guess, isolated place. And you're just seeing all the things they get into. The mother, for whatever reason, you later will learn why, she's just like checked out. And this was such a good read. I did kind of figure out the aha like as I was going along a little bit, but for the most part, like, it was very shocking to me, because you're reading and you're like, this doesn't make sense, like, huh, like, but then it's all explained and you're like, oh, like, that's what it is. But this was a really good book, a little trippy, but Sisters. Next, I have another nonfiction book, and that is The Silent Twins by Marjorie Wallace. This, you have these two, these twins who, they are put into a mental institution, and it's kind of a sad story because they weren't actually like crazy. They were just very like, they had like a speech impediment and were very, very shy and socially awkward. But basically they go on this arson spree and they're put into this mental institution. And you're just seeing like their upbringing, their life. And because I think they were just very, cats, calm down. And it's kind of tragic because I feel like they were just very like eccentric and sheltered, and honestly, like they were Trinidadian. This took place in England, I believe, and they're Trinidadian, and their parents had this kind of superstition in their culture of twins. And so when the twins are younger, they decide like they're only going to really speak to each other. They kind of isolate themselves in their room. They write like stories and everything, and the parents leave them alone. And that I think doesn't help their social, like their shyness and their social integration. And as I was reading this, I was like, oh, like I felt like so many things could have been prevented. And I think a thing where most parents might step in, like they didn't step in. But this was very interesting story. Again, nonfiction. Like I said, they wrote stories. One of those stories by one of the twins was published, and that was The Pepsi Cola Addict. So if you're interested in reading one of the stories that, you know, you hear about them writing in this, if you're interested in reading one of those stories, I would pick up this book. I thought this book was actually really, really good, very unique, very creative. And yeah, so that's a plus with this book. All right, and then I have two kind of, I guess you could say, honorable mentions. These are like just on the cusp of me saying they're favorites, but I thought they were really enjoyable, but they're not quite there, but they're still pretty good. And that the first one is Pachinko by Min Jin Lee. This is a generational story. You're following our main character Sunja, and she is seeing this guy. She gets pregnant. After she gets pregnant, she finds out that this guy is married, and you are just seeing her like raise her children. This starts out in Korea, but then she ends up relocating to Japan. So you're also getting that kind of cultural, historical reference on relations between Korea and Japan, and her being an immigrant in Japan. And you are just seeing how she raises her kids. You're seeing, and then eventually you do see like the kids as adults. I didn't care so much about the kids' storyline. I was more interested in her story, how she handles her relationship with her baby's father, and just the whole like raising them in the turmoil of like Korea and Japan like fighting and or not getting along. So that was really interesting for me, and I did really enjoy this overall. But the ending of the book, the second part, I wasn't as interested. And lastly, I have The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. In this book, we have a world where things disappear and people forget that they ever existed, except some people don't forget. And those people are usually taken by the memory police. So our main character, she's a writer, and she finds out that her editor is one of these people that doesn't forget. And so she ends up helping him and hiding him under her floorboards. And they use writing as a way to kind of preserve the memory of these things that are forgotten. But eventually that is also threatened. But this is obviously, I guess, would it be called like dystopian? This is obviously like telling a bigger story of like government control and things like that. But I really did enjoy this book. I thought it was very, very well done. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to make a little video about some female authors and their books and books that I like by them. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know some of your favorite books by some female authors, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.